Oh hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome to another part doing the F4 Phantom, the B and the D. And you know what, I don't even have the picture up yet. That shows you just how unprepared I am right now. So let's get this up so you guys can see. There it is, that's what we're working on. Right there, right there. The ROKAF F-4D is what we're doing. So, annyeonghaseyo yarabun to all my Korean friends who watch this channel. Thank you so much. Alright, so what are we doing? We're not really doing anything with the fuselages today. Because we have some painting to do to get ready for the rear stabilizers. Especially on the Tamiya kit, because that's what's next on our build, right? The rear stabilizers need to be assembled and painted. And so I'm going to do both kits at the same time. I'm going to get them ready, so I've got to get my air compressor fired up, and I got to get the parts off of the sprues and get them all prepared. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So let's get to it, okay? Alright, so let me get my compressor fired up here and let's get some parts so we can start putting this stuff together. So, we don't need our fuselages, not yet. They're just gonna hang out for a little while. As you can tell, on the rear section of both of these kits, they're a little bit different. The way that they sandwich the rear stabilizers, or not stabilizers, the elevators, the way they sandwich the elevators in is obviously a little bit different on both kits, right? So, Tamiya has this piece that kind of goes in there, and then Academy has their own little version of it. It's just a little bit more involved, a little bit bigger, but pretty much the same thing. And of course, there is that challenge, you know, Academy had me put in the cans pretty early on, where Tamiya has them as separate pieces that go sliding in. So yeah, okay, so with that being said, let's put these aside and let's grab our kits here. Let's put that to the side. And let's see. Okay, so starting with the Tamiya kit. Tamiya kit, we're going to need our B tree, which is fine. Okay, so we need our B25. Looks like it's one big piece here. Let's find the B. Okay, here's our B. And that's obviously our main contender right there. Let me change my glasses here.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, hey, it's you. Alright.
Hey, it's me.
Let's get this off of here.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah. So there's that. I've got a couple of pieces that go in here. I'm going to sneak. Excuse me. Wow. Just out of the blue. Okay, B21 and 22. That's these two guys here. Okay, and then we got two little guys, B23 and 24, need to go in there. These two guys here. Okay, and that looks like about it. So let's put that back. Oh, it's strange enough. On the M tree that Tamiya has, we have the exact same things, the exact same pieces. Why? Why do they do that? They look, no, they are not exactly the same. I was just about to say they look identical, but they are not. Let me change the camera and I'll show you. Where are we here? Overhead cam. Here we go. So off of the B tree, which is what the kit is calling for, you have this little lip edge that goes along here. You guys see that? See that little edge? Let me try and get a good angle here. Right along here. This little folded edge. It's kind of folded over a little bit and has all this structural pieces that go along the edge. I've seen that before. I've seen that on the 1/32 scale one that I built. This one, however, is nothing. It is clean. It's a clean edge. There's nothing there. I would like to know what version that is supposed to be. I'd like to know what version that is, because why give me two but only tell me to build one, and don't even mention this one? I don't even know what it's for. Obviously, for another version of the plane, could be an A, could be a C, D, F, J, whatever, but which one is it? What I'm going to do, I'm going to compare it to the Academy kit, because Academy is the D, while the Tamiya is the B. So, if the Academy kit doesn't have these, then I'm going to use the other ones. Okay? So, before I glue these, let's have a look at the Academy ones. So, here's our Academy kit. See, they don't even have me put in the... They want to put on the bottom half of that fuselage at the back there, but I want to paint that first, right? Before assembling it. So if we go over here, and we have our elevators here, and they are off the H tree. We want H3 and H4. So let's grab the kit, and let's have a look. Here's our kit. That looks like our H tree right there. Here's our H tree. And how ironic is that? Okay. How ironic is that? They are also giving me two different versions of the wings. But it's calling for the H3 and H4, which has that little lip on the front of it, just like the Tamiya kit. So that's good news. I'm going to use these ones, and I'll be using these ones because I want to build the D. Everybody likes a D, right? So we're going to build a D. That's what we're going to do. So just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to do this. Since that's the only piece on the Academy kit, there's nothing to put on these. These just slide into little slots. Where the Tamiya kit, they've done a little sandwich thing to allow you to still move these. These are going to be fixed into position on the Academy kit. That's the main difference. And they don't have these little panels that we've got to put in like we do on the Tamiya kit. Let me change this so you guys can see, alright? So, we are going to get this cleaned up and ready to be put in. Oh, hello. Oh, Mega Boy. How you doing, Mega Boy? Welcome to the stream. And welcome to anyone else who happens to be watching and just lurking and not saying anything. I know you guys are usually kind of silent, not really have much to say even when you are watching. And that's perfectly alright. That is all your own preference. If you don't want to talk to me, then fine, don't talk to me. If you don't want to, you don't have to, right? Alright, so this has to go on. Looks like it's going to go this way, just like that. Alright. Let's glue that one down. And on this edge, just to make sure it's gonna stay forever, ever and ever and ever. Next is this piece, which has to go. What the heck? Like that. Got a little piece I need to clean up there. So that's why cleaning up your nubs is so important. Something so small can still be so visible. Even though this is going to be the underside of the wing and not really noticeable, not going to be seen very much, if ever. There we go. And now we have our two little pieces here and here that need to go on. So we basically have a side that has some detail and a side that doesn't. So this one is going to go in. Where's my tweezers here? This guy has to go in like this. And it just sits in there. Okay. Alright, you can be happy in your home there. And the same deal with this guy. Although what's kind of strange, they seem to be the exact same piece, but they show it different here. So I'm just lining up the pinholes, and that's what matters. I'm going to ignore the drawing. There we go. Okay. So that's that. So this is now ready for some paint. Just going to make sure my edges are clean here. Yep. They're not. Last thing I want is to paint this up and then discover I didn't clean up my nub marks. Especially the fact that this should be able to have some movement when it's all said and done. Unlike the Academy kit. Okay, so there's that. Let's get the Academy pieces off, the sprues. Okay, let's get rid of this. As you guys can probably tell, the Academy pieces already have been primered, whereas the Tamiya has not. So, in an attempt to kill two birds with one stone, I'm going to prime, oops, hit my mouse. I'm going to prime the Tamiya kit. While masking off, let's change this up. While masking off well, I don't even read. First coat of paint on the Academy kit, well, on both of them really, is going to be just like a gunmetal, a dark gunmetal. So let's just grab this. I don't want to paint my fingers, so I'm just going to grab that, put that in there, and there we go. So I can prime this. There we go. So we got a coat of primer on that now. Yeehaw. So let's just let that sit and dry for a few minutes while we work on our Academy pieces. Looking at all kinds of different pictures of these wings on the real planes. They really, you can see some real big things going on. So one thing they don't really have a lot of detail on is where it's all going to go. So on the outside edge, this is supposed to be white, okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to follow that top and bottom white, okay? So I am going to use my X2 white. This one's already thinned, so it's ready to be airbrushed. And so that's what I'm going to do first. Let's lay down some white on it, and then we can work on getting our metallics and get that all set up. Okay, so there's that. And then that guy. Okay, so let's get this mixed up nice and good. It's been a little while since I actually stirred up this paint. Now I do have the Tamiya XF2. Oh, thank you, Yoala. I do have the Tamiya XF2, which is the flat XF, F for flat. X2 is just regular. I don't know even if you want to call it semi-gloss or what. I'm going to get my other airbrush. Actually, no, this one's going to be fine. This will work fine. Yep. She's all ready to go. Don't need a lot of paint because it's just a small part. So we don't have to worry about using up a whole lot. Just a little bit, it's all we need. Okay, so we've got about that much, about half a cup. Half of the cup filled. And I don't know if I got my camera set up to actually film or not, for you guys to see my painting cam. Let's try this. You guys get to see my messy room. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, good enough. Hello. All right. just doing a light coat for now, just to get some paint thrown down on it. I don't want to go too heavy on the first coat, right? You should never go too heavy on it. That's good for a little mist coat on those. Let's get these guys. This is dry now. All right. That done, we can go a little bit heavier on this now. Go. That's a good second coat. All right, moving on to a third coat. definitely noticing a difference in the detail quality. Alright, now should be, in theory, final coat on the Tamiya. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let me set that down there. Okay. So there's our white. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to clean up my brush. Move the garbage can out. So you guys watching me live, you get to watch me clean my airbrush. You guys who are watching on YouTube, you get to watch me skip ahead right about now. So, now that the airbrush is clean, and these are probably dry, yep, nice and dry, okay, nice and white and dry, I have to figure out the colors that they're going to be. Now Tamiya is nice enough, and they got you all kinds of, this is white, this is a light gunmetal, this is a dark gunmetal, and paint these different colors and all that kind of good stuff, right? And that's how they want it. So basically we're going to do a light gunmetal. Light gunmetal is going to be here and here with a little strip of little rectangular spot of dark gunmetal right there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I will spray this whole part with the light gunmetal on the top and the bottom, and then I'll mask it off and I'll do the dark right there, and I'll do that on all four pieces. What Tamiya is doing here is they're just showing you while these are off and not assembled, you can paint them beforehand if that's what you want to do. You don't have to, but you can, right? I've already assembled it, so obviously I'm painting it after assembly, right? Stands to reason. I hope so. Okay, so we're going to mask these off. Good old Tamiya tape. Line these up as best I can. Now I happen to have light and dark gunmetal in a spray can, so I figure I might as well use that. Might as well use it since I got it. Spray cans I find are so much more expensive, yet the convenience is hard to beat. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to try and look at some photos, because this leading edge, like the detail for this, the two different sections, at least on the Academy kit, it doesn't travel and continue all the way around on the front edge here. And take a look at the Tamiya one and see. Does that continue? It actually, let me see if I can show you on the bigger cam here. You see the detail. Maybe you can't. Let me change my cam here for you. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. If I get up nice and close, you might be able to see it. Okay. You see the line that follows down, and it then goes forward and then continues. You see that line? Maybe it's going to be hard to see. It's very subtle, but it's there, right? It's very subtle, but it is there. It doesn't continue, it's going to move down here like that. So that's where, you know, that obviously is where the Tamiya kit is better than the Academy, because you actually have a panel line that goes pew, that continues down over that edge. Now, could you know, can you add that detail onto this piece? Sure, you can, because they literally have no lines going across the front at all. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's a minor detail, right? It's just one of those things. Would you like to have that detail correct? Sure. Is it going to screw your model up on you? No. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I need to get in close here to be able to see that line and match it up with the tape. Okay, so that's one wing. Now I need to go around there because of the overspray that's going to happen with, we all know overspray happens, and overspray sucks. So there we go, just to make sure I don't accidentally paint a different part of the wing. There's one ready. Put that guy over there. And we'll do this guy. It's kind of ironic. This wing, the line doesn't even match up on the from the top to the bottom. Like at all. It's almost like when they molded it, it didn't line up for some reason. But again, it's not the end of the world. It's just one of those things you get to deal with, right? If nothing was a challenge, ever, would anything be fun? Maybe. For a little while. Maybe for a little while. It's like entering cheat codes in a video game. At first it's really cool, but then it gets boring. See, now I don't have to worry about that tiny little edge to hold these on because it's got masking tape. Yay, yay. Okay, now these guys. And of course, I do have that tiny little edge to consider on this one. The panel lines on these wings are definitely a lot crisper than on the Academy. And hey, they line up from top to bottom too. Okay. Of course, having crisper panel lines makes it lining up the tape that much easier. All right. There we go. That into that crevice so I don't have overspray under there. Not that I have to worry about it on this, but there we go. Sorry guys, I didn't really intend to have this video as a masking tape 101. But yeah, sometimes that's part of the process, right? We all know that you have to mask some stuff off. Doesn't matter how good you are at airbrushing, or how good your airbrush or expensive your airbrush is. Eventually, you're gonna have to mask something off. Today just happens to be wings. Okay, so we have this little tiny piece here that I need to deal with. And so I am going to get a little smaller piece of tape, smaller stuff, to deal with that. So I am going to do that. Can't even do that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay the tape down in a really crappy spot. Oh, that's stupid. I put the wrong length. Okay, let's try this again. A bit longer piece. Let's start from the bottom here. Okay. Because I'm going to have to trim it. So I'm kind of digging in with my fingernail to where the heck is my knife? Here we go. Sometimes the added detail means added work, as in the case of this. But that's alright. It's quite alright. Okay, one side done. Let's grab a piece for the other side. Alright. In spite of having to a separate pair of glasses, I still need to take them off. Such a subtle little piece. There. Okay. We're ready for some gunmetal. We are ready for some gunmetal. Okay, so we're going to do light gunmetal, which is this guy, TS42, light gunmetal. Shake that up. Shake it up. Let's do the Tamiya one first. Okay. There we go. We got some gunmetal. Okay, let that dry. All right. Now, just thinking about it now, I'm kind of debating whether I'm actually going to do 2 coats of the gunmetal of the light. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. we'll see once it actually dries, because it kind of goes on a little bit thick out of the can. It is a little bit thick. You can see that metallic kind of go and kind of pool a little bit when you spray it. So it's kind of, yeah, it's just one of those things, right? You have to kind of make that decision afterwards, once it's had a chance to sit for a minute. Let's see. In the meantime, while we're working on that, we can try the mount for those pieces, because they do need to. There is a little bit of assembly involved in them. And let me just check something here. What's my time like? How am I doing for time? I don't even know how I'm doing for time. I need to see something real quick here. Boop-a-doop. Alright, yeah. I'm doing okay. I got 10 minutes or so. So, we need, like the Tamiya one is got a few pieces involved with it. That is going to take a little bit to assemble. And then of course you got to paint. But we can take the main pieces, again off of our B tree. I'm just trying to think, do I want to assemble it first or paint it first? And I'm thinking I want to paint it first. I'll probably paint it right on the sprue depending on how it looks. Let's grab our B tree. This is our B tree right here. And here's our pieces. 1, 2, we've got this guy is going to go inside and not be seen, so that's fine. We got number 30, we need 30, and then we need Q. We need a piece of our Q tree. What the heck? Q. Just random Q somewhere. Where's Q? A, C, P. And you know, Tamiya likes to, a few of their sprues in here, like we've got Q, R, and S all on one sprue. So I need Q number 8. This little guy here. This little guy right here. Okay. And he's gonna go in. Let me see if I can actually get away with this. Assembling it while it's on the sprue. Yeah, he sits like that. I have it backwards, but that's where it goes. So, oh come on. Really? Why you gotta be a dick? Why have you got to be a dick? There. That's how it's going. I'm gluing it right now. There. How do you like that? How do you like that? Alright, so that little piece is glued in. And that's going to allow me to just paint this. Throw a coat of paint on that whole piece. And what I'm going to do is cut this off. This. Boom. Yes. All right. So I can paint this whole sprue. And not have to worry about it. Tamiya has it mount on this, you know what I mean? It's here and here, so that's gonna allow me to paint it, and I'll never have to worry about having to repaint. So let's throw a coat on this. So there we go. That's now painted. Let's take a look at our stabilizers. Stabilizers, elevators, whatever you want to call them. Looking at these, still a tiny bit tacky. I do want to do another coat. Just a light coat. The first coat I laid down a little heavier than I would have normally done. So I kind of regret doing that. I normally would like to do it just a little bit lighter, and first coat should be light, the second coat heavier, and I kind of went opposite on that. That's my bad. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get away with it without any serious repercussions from it. So, yeah. So what they've done on these, on that piece, on these guys, they want light gunmetal on the side here, but as it rolls over and becomes the bottom, they want dark gunmetal. And that's fine. That's fine. We'll do that later. We'll let this dry, and then I'll mask it off here. It's right along the line there and here. Mask that off and do dark gunmetal on the top. Well, from my perspective, this is the top, but it's going to sit like this on the plane, so it's really the bottom, right? Easy enough. But that's kind of where I got to leave it for now. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes a lot of things and you don't get a lot of actual progress other than it's painted, right? That's just the way it is. So I didn't really get anything really assembled now, did I? Right? And that's, you know, it's been an hour, and yeah, not much done. So I'm going to have to continue that next time. I'd like to say that I'll continue tomorrow. I know there you guys, you like the fact that I'm pumping out these videos pretty quickly. Unfortunately, life is getting away from me a little bit lately. As I've gotten busier, I've started going to the gym and working out because I want to get rid of some of this stuff that's hanging on me and be a bit healthier. So I'm trying to do that, and yeah. So that's taken up a lot of my time, and yeah, all that good stuff. So this is where I'm going to have to leave it for today, guys, as I got to get going. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for coming out. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the new subscribers and the new followers on Twitch. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Love to see that. And yeah, so next time we're going to actually get to putting these things on and getting these things assembled a little bit instead of just painting. Of course, you know, once you get this thing on the Tamiya kit, once you've got it glued, you're stuck, and that's why I wanted to get it painted first. I didn't want to just dry fit it for now and then say, hey, now I got to pull it apart and paint it again later, right? I want to get that done. So next time we're going to assemble this rear section on the Tamiya kit. Are we going to do it on the Academy? Well, the Academy, we're going to do the same thing on the Academy kit. We got to put the nose cone on the Academy kit, get that thing looking more like an airplane. Yeah, but then we're going to start with that rear section exactly the same as the Tamiya. So that's what we're going to do next time. Okay, I'll get the Academy kit painted up just like this one. Get that painted on the Academy. You guys don't need to watch me do that. And yeah, then we'll get to putting it together next week, or hopefully next week. Yeah, so I want to thank you guys again for watching, and thanks for coming out. It's really awesome. Thank you for all your support. And yeah, that's about it for today. And so we'll see you all in the next one.